This is the most insane puffer jacket I've ever seen and owned. I'm literally typing my name in right now. What other jackets can you do that with?
Wait a second. That's not actually a real keyboard. It's literally just a jacket. There's no way he's actually typing anything for real. Yeah, mine actually is a real keyboard though. This was a weird project. I remember it like it was 371 days ago. Because it was. Sitting atop my Twitter feed in all its glory, a keyboard puffer jacket. You've got to understand, I am no fashionista, but in that moment, there was literally nothing in the world I wanted more. I must have it. I was going to have this jacket or die trying. It will be mine. And a couple of hours later, I had a hit. This is Harry. He owns Liminal Workshop, his fashion brand, and is the creator of the viral keyboard coat. Very fortunately, we live in the same city, so after blowing up his Instagram and demanding that I would sell all of my earthly belongings for his coat, he agreed to show it to me. And it was more perfect than I could ever have imagined. And as I donned the coat, I knew exactly what the Glarses company would be branching out into next. Fashion. I could see it now. A new age where tried and tested tech meets functional fashion, ushered in by the 2020's newest trendsetter of style. Me. The only issue I could see with this vision was that, one, I don't know how to build keyboard clothing. So instead of wasting a lot of money and time, I decided to make a prototype to figure out how to actually build a keyboard into a piece of clothing.
Like this. A normal puffer coat doesn't have any letters on it, but what we're going to do is we're just going to open it up. And inside, I'm going to cut like a couple of holes where the switches can go, and then I'm just going to like wire them up, you know, all wiry like a keyboard coat.
When it came to start cutting through here and then I don't want to mess up. I was too scared of messing up this really nice coat, so I started on something a little cheaper.
Keyboard jacket is cool, but a keyboard t-shirt is cool. I don't know where I was.
How did you know I was from the UK? I didn't even tell you. My plan was to stick some switches into a piece of cardboard, solder those together in a very simple circuit to a Pro Micro, and then glue all of this into the front of a t-shirt. The first holes were way too big for the switches.
I might have to do that again.
And then when I got the holes right the second time, I put way too much hot glue on the back of those switches, meaning I couldn't really solder any wire to the back of them. But third time's the charm, and with a bit of programming, the keyboard coat t-shirt V1 lives.
Alright, look.
Alright, so I've called you here. I need one of you guys to do a couple of test hits on my shirt. Rock, paper, scissors.
For what?
Whoever wins basically gets to punch me.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You win.
No, I don't want to punch him.
Rats!
No.
Wait, I remember that time in school where I protected you from the bullies? And everybody clapped.
You're the one that got him.
No! Oh, that was light. Is that all you've got? No! Did you even hit the ball? Did you even... Try the other one.
Just try a little jab, just a little jab.
Yeah,
little jab.
Just a little jab.
On the other one.
Yeah. Ooh. Voila! Evidently, the buttons had some problems. We have a couple of problems. The first being that if you don't hit it exactly on center, it kind of doesn't actuate. And if this is an issue now, with the keyboard coat's massive keys relative to the size of MX switches, this is going to be an even bigger issue. Speaking of switches, what the heck? Oh, I'm in the warehouse. It's really emptied out here, like what I've done with the place. Had a bunch of switches here, and I sold all of them. Oh, that's actually not true. Like, if you do want to get the last of the Cherry MX purples, go to glarses.com. I don't know how long they're going to be there, and I don't know if we're going to do this again. So if you want them, you see where I was sleeping. I was literally sleeping in a bed of cardboard. I haven't been home in 4 months. Back to the drawing board. Oh, that's so cool. That grey and black works so well.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness. Weirdly enough, Over the next couple of weeks, both of these problems solved themselves. Looking to make the jacket a bit more user-friendly, Harry designed a second version of the keyboard puffer with noticeably smaller keys. If you're interested, by the way, he is selling a couple, hint hint cough cough. Okay, long-time viewers of the Glarses company will know that a couple of years ago, I reviewed a very particular keyboard. Probably the only keyboard made with fabric I've ever looked at. If I recall correctly, it uses a very similar type of button to the one that I'm imagining. Ta-da! Oh, no, that's not. Ta-da! The giant foam enter does exactly what I need. Big surface area button in a foam sheet. Instead of trying to recreate the button, I'm just gonna steal whatever they do inside here. So, let's open you up and find out your secrets. And there we have it. Okay, so you have a very, very short throw tactile button sitting on a rigid PCB and a big foam slab, which stops the button from moving when you push down. And they've glued this little plastic screen on top because the button basically has zero travel. There's an increased area in which you can press down and still have a successful key press reliably. Nice. After finding similar components to the one in the giant enter, along with all the cables, microcontrollers, and other gizmos I would need, the very last ingredient of our keyboard coat pie was the material for the jacket itself. I opted to collect these in person, given Harry was in the area, not knowing how perilous the journey to get there would be.
Jeez Louise, this is... Finally.
Good to see you guys, okay?
Didn't get lost.
No,
Made
it's
it
a
up
bit
there.
tricky getting out of those stairs, though, isn't it?
No, it's fine.
What control the keyboard jackets are made?
Holy moly.
Please. One.
Please show me around, I want to see everything. What?
Can you bend your arms as well?
Oh.
Okay, careful.
Jacket here. Back piece. Arm pieces. Front pieces as well.
It's glorious.
So obviously all the insides are hollow and everything is kind of a bit squishy at the moment, but then once everything's padded and put together, it should look like this here. But we need to measure you up
Right.
and make sure it fits you.
Holy moly. This is gonna be difficult.
It's gonna be difficult.
Feel it. Well, I'm not gonna be sleeping much for the next 4 days.
4 days! If only it took 4 days! The first thing we needed to do was assemble the switch modules for each button.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a painful day do you think this is gonna be?
Probably a 10.
A 10.
Yeah,
Oh god.
definitely.
By the way, this is Luca. Realizing this was going to be a pain to do, I asked him if he wanted to fly out from Italy to help me build a keyboard coat for a day, and he said, yeah. Each key would be using one of these little momentary push buttons. And this is a little button, and it comes with this little cute little keycap, and then we just boop.
I stabbed myself already, there's no way. How have I already hurt myself?
Similar to the ones I found in a giant foam enter and a diode. We then mount both of our components into our perf board, which come in these big boy blocks.
And then we have the wire coming off.
And our switches are tiny, so I thought it would be a good idea to snap them into smaller pieces. Because honestly, we don't need the big pieces. It's not going to fit into our switch.
I need to note what key this is, just in case when it comes to assembling the whole coat. So I'm gonna start with end. That's funny because end is the end and we're starting with... Never mind.
And bada boom, bada bing, Bob's your Uncle 1. Completed switch unit thingy. Now we just had to do that 53 more times. Why do I have better ideas in my locker? Why do I do these in days of manual? I'm thinking, oh, there's like 7 days left of this, but I keep doing it to myself. What's wrong with me? Now comes the hard part, hand wiring the switches into their correct rows and columns. This is how it should go. Strip the insulated wire, twist the ends to tighten, add some extra solder to the component, reheat solder and cover the exposed end with the wire to mechanically bond them together. After eventually completing one side of the jacket, I was not so confident that my joints were done correctly, so I got Luca over here to test whether the buttons actually worked when hooked up to the main board.
Over here we have row 0. And we can now power on the board. We now proceed to connect to it.
And after 2 full days of manual labor, it was finally time to see if this nightmare of cables produced letters on a screen.
So if we pressed on them, ooh,
I could not believe it. Things were actually looking up. Oh my gosh, it's coming. Almost. Well, it's not really almost there, but it's coming.
48 hours later, we have this
A big change.
monstrosity. Yeah, we've wired everything together. We've built all the switches. In reality, this should work very nicely. We have our little main board here. We're just going to wire all of the columns and rows to where they need to go. And bada bing, bada boom, keyboard code. You need to flip these over, right?
Yeah, these need to be flipped over to sew the rest of the code together. But currently, if you flip it over, it's all gonna fall out. So we need to basically take something across here to stop these bits from coming out, like guard or netting. But the problem is we can't sew in between these lines here because you've got the wires in between. But I reckon we should put some straps over there, like this.
Oh.
Like that.
Perfectly cut shape just in time.
Exactly. And glue it there. And then in theory that should stop it from coming out. And it also means that you can...
You've still got enough space also to like lift it up a little
Exactly.
bit if we need to access.
Exactly.
Which we will.
So we just got to glue one of these on every single key.
How many keys do we have?
54, I think.
Now, this was all well and good, but gluing, cutting, and holding these little wads of fabric was quite the arduous process. And after spending the rest of my time in the warehouse packing switches, which you can only buy at Glarses.com while stocks last, go get it now, I didn't want to spend my whole day doing this. But fortunately, I knew two guys who, on request, would be excited to help me.
Hey guys, old buddy, old pals.
Why do you always groan when I come and speak to you? I could be coming here to give you guys some ice cream, or a new car, or asking if you guys want to do some arts and crafts this afternoon. Yeah? Yeah?
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, let's go. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. This will be great. This will be great.
About 5 pieces at once.
Okay.
Honestly, we were making surprisingly good progress, which is kind of a sixth sense warning that something's about to go wrong. And then something went wrong.
Wow.
That's the bit that goes on the outside.
That's a mistake. We can glue it back together, right?
Fraser mistook the outer trimmings pile, which unfortunately was the exact same color and material as the scrap fabric pile, and cut out a piece of covering from the only zipper Harry had brought that day.
I mean, we can.
I thought that was a scrap fiber.
I do apologize. I maybe should have made it more clear that power is not to be touched.
We could either delay yet another day of production, or justify our actions.
Do you know what we'll do? We'll put a piece behind this, like that, and glue it like that, so you can't really see the edge, and then we'll just touch it up. Because that on camera, you're not going to see that.
I think that's pretty
fine.
good to me.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I think it's even more secure.
It actually looks better to me this way.
Should we cut the other one to even it up? Abstract.
Yay! We did it, guys. This is a bit scary. It works.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I'll take it. It's been so long since I've seen the keys.
One panel down, 4 more to go.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I want to say this on camera, but it looks like we're making a bomb vest.
Oh no, we've said this to each other.
Like if we wore this into a shop inside out, the police would get called. So
Oh yeah, no, we're on main news.
Yeah. Okay. So next step is sewing the trimming on. So I need a desk.
Anything to do with sewing, I was out of my comfort zone. But I was finally working with somebody skilled. Somebody who actually knew what they would do.
Oh.
Yo.
Well, that's not meant to happen. Please tell me we didn't sew into a wire or anything.
I don't know how this is possible, but the sewing machine needle snapped clean in half on the very first stitch. Fortunately, Harry had brought some backups. Is it feeling better?
Yeah, much better. You can see the stitching's like way better. Here, it was all bunching up and wasn't threading properly, so we'll rip that out and go back over it, but here, it's sewing nicely.
We were back. Where did you learn to use the sewing machine?
I taught myself actually. When lockdown hit in uni, I was just bored, so I bought a sewing machine and I just kind of taught myself.
And because of this, Harry has a flourishing business following his passions, which is in large part thanks to Shopify's powerful commerce platform that his store runs on. Regardless of how experienced you are with business, if you have an idea, Shopify will help you make it a reality. I understand that going from an idea to an actual product listing can be daunting, but with Shopify's drag and drop store editor, it really doesn't have to be. Case in point, say I wanted to sell this purple t-shirt.
As you can see, the purple t-shirt is versatile.
Now we've got the pictures, let me show you how easy it is to turn that into a listing. You're probably thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm going to put on the description. I don't really know what to say about the... You don't have to. Shopify Magic's description generator allows me to capture the tone and essence of what I want to say, just like that. I know what you're going to say next. Oh, my product pictures are messy, the background is awful, blah, 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 blah. Just use the integrated background removal tool. Now your pictures look great and professional. Like you didn't take them in the spare bedroom that you operate out of. Then I play around with the colors, shift that here, push that there, and bada boom, bada bing. I didn't even break a sweat on my perfect purple. I don't know why I'm promoting this like I'm actually gonna sell this. You know what, I will sell this one. I'll wash it first. Maybe, glarses.com. Get started with a free trial using my link, shopify.com/glarses, in the description. Thank you, Shopify. Now back to sewing.
It's all done. Yay! Well, almost. We gotta do the other two panels, but
Yeah, someone cut them off.
someone cut out the tree. This was
none
the
fell
hardest
out?
bit. None fell out, which is hopeful for when we have to wear it around and move the entire thing for hours on end.
Dang it, Harry, you just foreshadowed. Now in a couple of minutes, instead of saying yay, we're gonna be saying why do I do this?
Honestly, for us, this is going well.
Ah, not you too, Fraser. A couple of days later, Harry came over to stitch the individual jacket panels together.
Okay, all 5 stitches done. We're good to go.
He then measured me to make sure the internal lining would fit.
Yep. Neckline looks good. Is that your wrist?
Yeah.
There. Good there. Okay, there we go. That's all we need.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
But he did none of this before dropping a massive bombshell.
Put them there. Stitch them here.
Rewind to about 2 hours ago, before he started stitching.
Stitch them here.
Harry ran through the process
And then-
in layman terms.
Flip it so that it's going to look like this.
However,
I don't know. Like, we know the stitching is going to work, obviously, because it's fabric. But I worry us turning it inside out is going to like rip all the electrics out. You fold. What it'll look like when it's fully stitched is basically that. That's one half.
and then
So it's going to end up exactly like this, inside out. To flip it, you have to kind of like barbarically shove that arm.
I think it's the putting it through,
That I think is the part that we really can't.
because
like,
it's like the tension on those cables is like,
Yeah.
you pull that through and that snaps. Then we got to open it up again, and I got to see what connection out of
I
the
know.
hundreds have gone wrong.
I agree that I don't think we should do it that way, because I just think it's gonna go wrong. Go really wrong.
And with no solution at hand, I decided to do what I do best. Continue without one. To the greatest hurdle of this entire operation.
That was not supposed to happen.
I call it the big link up. You see, as the code is right now, the switches and buttons are wired up and labeled in little rows and columns, but in order for them to actually do keyboardy things, we need to wire those rows and columns to our main board
Parts of the rows done.
that has all of our other components on, namely the microcontroller. So, without messing up at all, I need to figure out which row or column end on the coat goes into which corresponding gate on the main board.
Oh no, I am. Okay, F1, F2.
After about 10 rows and columns, I started to second guess whether I had missed a row,
Yeah, buddy.
which meant I had to go back and do all of the ones I've done.
Column number 2.
At this point, I was getting a little bit confused and a little bit angry.
I've just got a mess of spaghetti over here.
This is look like a guy who's got full of lots of energy. You see my English is slurred.
That's normal.
Okay, we definitely have some keys that are not in their right position.
You gotta get this toe footage.
Space is... I can't lie, I had like this level of confidence that I would actually I was just putting wires in it. After a certain point I was like, it is what it is. I know this is gonna sound crazy. It actually works. Wait a second.
Didn't you just force
Yes, I know. It was
telling me
it was an accident.
like a
Like a classic one, basically.
they're not too thick so it can't fit, you know what I mean? I do. Like the thin
About a week had passed since the big link up of 1 week ago.
Other question is, how are we actually sealing up these parts? Because we, I guess, had the issue that, you know, like a quarter of the flaps were kind of coming out with the glue we had.
The coat remained untouched in that time, but to our dismay, the flaps that held the button internals at bay had started to loosen, and given we would be flipping the coat over numerous times for the final construction, a more permanent solution was needed. Our solution, after a combined 3 to 4 minutes of brainstorming, staples.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think staples is a really good idea. I think you've hit the spot with that one, really.
the only issue I can see is if you're trying to undo it.
We're not going to need to undo it. You know, once they're closed for good. There's no going back.
Honestly, I think at that point we just take the L and it's like, oh, 40 out of 50 letters work. We take that out.
To demonstrate the veracity of our solution, a strength test was in order.
Strength test. Oh, okay. I mean, it's not terrible.
I doubt we're going to have that much force.
Yeah, I doubt we're going to have that much force.
I'm just like, ugh!
Unless you're like fighting someone in the jacket or something, I think it'll be fine.
After this short period of self-gaslighting, we brought 4 packs of staples and got down to work.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Show test.
This is making me depressed, but we're gonna run with it. No, I'm kidding.
Too low. It's like, oh god.
Look at what one Glarses project is broken.
I think this is probably up there with the worst.
We should have faked this entire thing.
We just strung out a bunch of wire.
Be none the wiser. We don't fake anything here.
Yeah, exactly.
Apart from the stuff that we do
This
fake.
is proof.
It's blowing us up.
Aside from the stuff that we do fake.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is more reality than it is fiction, but sometimes it is fiction. I'm actually a fictional character. I don't exist in the real world. I actually live in the Glarses Dave universe. This is a 4-4 break, basically.
It's not good if you have to explain.
Shut up!
guys.
Don't tell me how I can and can't do my 4-4 break.
Oh, I don't want to ruin the cable.
Approaching the sewing is going to be fun.
Let's hope nothing falls out.
It's looking more neat though.
Yeah, definitely. Almost 3 weeks later, we arrived at the end game, the final coat assembly.
Okay.
Okay, wait, not too bad. That's a lot of wires. Jeez. Bomb.
Okay.
That actually generally went from like a spider's web to a
jacket.
coat in 2 seconds.
Okay. If anyone watching this who can sew, please don't critique my stitching. It's going to look very messy because this is not an easy thing to stitch. The lining's the last bit and then we are done. I was going to say I'm going to leave this.
I won't lie to you.
okay.
At this point,
No.
even I didn't quite know what was going on here. It began to dawn on me that maybe meshing together fabric and cables, stitches and switches together in one body may not have been the best idea. And that regardless of how much I wanted to will it, the fashion department of the Glarses company was destined to fail from the beginning. But I was too far in to give up now.
Okay, so the lining's on. Now we just got to put the keyboard jack on. I'm kind of scared.
What's the worst that can happen?
So.
I feel like I've just punched the gut of my like finest creation. Oh, okay, let me come on. Yeah, this is a for show piece of clothing. Oh, where's the arm?
Hold on.
Sorry, I'm still a kid. I can't put my coat on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like I can feel that I'm just trying not to
Yeah.
blast through.
Oh, okay, that's progress. Is that your elbow?
Yeah, that's it. I have become keyboard.
You use one arm at a time,
Oh.
like without the battery and stuff.
It's like hanging in my butt, I think.
Wait, turn around.
Such a weird thing.
You know what? Even if half the letters work, that's a success. If I can spell like something in the English
Help.
language.
I can spell help me. Okay. That.
What? Why are you shaking your head?
No, don't worry.
When I contacted you all those months ago, did you think this is how it would end?
No. No. I was looking at our messages earlier and we started this 11 months ago.
Holy moly.
Whoa, what's that?
Whoa.
Should I record the hits?
Where is the G? Am I being blind?
On the left.
Oh yeah. G.
Yeah.
L. There's the A. Oh! I put a J in there accidentally. Oops.
Okay, the backspace doesn't work.
Just.
Oh,
no.
Wait.
It's fine. It's
Okay.
back. R, anyone seen
sorry,
R?
sorry, I was getting confused.
Wait.
Whoa!
Okay, S.
Nice.
Something beeped. E. S. That's how you spell it.
Yeah.
Hey!
Can I take this thing off now?
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you take it off?
No, let's help.
I have become keyboard.